everybody, I'm going to show you a little trick how to trace onto drawing paper so that you don't have a lot of sketch lines and smudges. You can just start with a nice clean fresh drawing that is accurate. So in order for me to do that, what I've done here is I've got a photograph of my nephew and I converted it to black and white or grayscale and printed it out to size because I have a 4x6 frame I want to put it in. So I'm working small. I sized it and I made a couple printouts. So I'm going to take some graphite paper. Okay, this is graphite. It's got graphite on one side so that you can transfer or trace something onto another support. If you don't have this, you can make your own just by taking some copy paper and a really soft graphite pencil like a 6B and just put it on its side and cover this completely with graphite. You'll get the same results. Okay? But since I have this, it's a little less messy, so I'm going with this. Here's my support. I'm using a Strathmore drawing paper that I've cut to size, a little bit bigger than 4x6. Now you want to put the dark side down, and I'm using painter's tape because it's gentle, and I'm just taping the top. Then I'm going to take my photograph, which I printed out on copy paper. You don't want it to be on photo paper. It'll be too hard to trace. I'm going to center it. That looks pretty good. I can kind of gauge how centered it is by measuring with a pencil. Okay. Take another piece of tape and just tape the top. Now I think this is an important tip because if you just tape the top, it's not going to move around on you because you don't want this shifting around. So make sure it's a substantial piece of tape up here so it doesn't shift around on you. But you can check on your drawing as you go. Make sure that you got everything and also that you're not pressing too hard or too softly. So I'm going to start just kind of tracing out, getting a contour drawing here. And I'm using a sharp pencil, just a regular 2H pencil. And that looks like about the right pressure. I don't want too much graphite on here because I want to be able to erase these contour lines, especially where I have these highlighted edges. I don't want a permanent line there. So I'm just using enough pressure so I can just see where things are here. And I don't trace every little thing. When you're drawing children, it's really important to have a soft jawline. That sometimes can be a struggle for artists. Now I've got a highlight over here, so I'm going to, I don't want to draw on that highlight. So I'm not just doing a contour drawing, but I'm also identifying shapes of shadows and highlights. Anywhere I see a change of tone brings definition to the hair as well. He's pretty blonde, so I'm not going to do a lot here, but I do want to kind of indicate where this soft hairline starts and ends. Okay, now I'm going to look and see. I'm kind of jumping around a little bit, so I want to look and see what I've got so far. So I want to indicate where the top of his head is. It's kind of hard to tell if that's hair or if that's something in the background. So I'm just going to kind of take a guess here. Okay, now these are really, really soft shadows on his brow, and I'm going to very, very gently just give an indication of the shape of those very, very soft shadows. You can barely see them. Of course, the eyes and the shape of the eyes are going to be important. Now I can press a little bit harder because his eyes are dark. You want to capture the personality, the spirit of the person that you're drawing. So again, instead of, drawing a nose shape, I am just very, very gently indicating where I see a shadow. So I'm going to go ahead and peel this off. Once I take this off, you can't really put it back. So make sure that your tracing is complete. And you can save this and reuse it several times. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in with my Micron pen first. This is a 005, and I'm just going to start with the darkest darks, like around the eyes. Another tip for you, so that you don't smudge any graphite or ink with your hand, I like to use just a piece of scrap paper under my hand as I work. And it's best if you can work from the top down, so you're not risking any smudging. I'm drawing shapes, and I'm thinking about the value of each of the shapes. Some of them are dark, some of them are mid-tone to light across these contour lines. In the hair, I'm just going in one direction, and that's with the direction of the hair. The rest of these really, really light tones up here and around in the face is going to be mostly graphite. I'm going to save that for graphite. This is where I'm doing some cross hatching on the neck, where there's a real dark shadow here. Cross hatching, or cross contour drawing, it's called, where you're doing lines in one direction and then you're doing lines in the opposite direction, sometimes even another direction like that, depending on how dark you want that value to be. If you want a lighter value, then you're going to spread those lines out to create a lighter value. So that's all I'm doing, is I'm just looking for different tones. I'm just identifying mid-tones now. So I'm just finishing up hatching here, and I want to preserve this side with some whites because this is where the light source is coming from. I've got a 6B, and which is a really soft, smudgy pencil. And I just want to find some of these really, really subtle tones and soften them a little bit. You can also use a tortillon, which is a little blending tool if you want. Just kind of push that graphite around. Don't lose those bright whites. And if you do, if it starts getting a little too smudgy, use your eraser to pull those highlights back out. Just let your drawing fade out instead of just ending abruptly. That is complete. I'm going to sign it and show it to his mama.